Awesome. So we have the Wu-Tang Clan in this room on the chat. Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Stacy Ybarra, and I am part of Cats Next as the Director of Student Engagement and Fundraising. And so I'm here today to talk about how to unlock educational excellence harnessing AI tools. Just want to give you a brief warning that I am currently working another job right now. So in case somebody starts knocking, we have our faculty awards today. I'll do a brief jump out and come back in, but I'm going to go ahead and just dive in. So a little bit about myself. I have more than 20 years of experience in higher education as an advocate, a faculty member, a contractor, consultant, and a program manager. But all my main focuses have dealt with higher ed, pedagogy, and instructional design for both on-site, online, hybrid learning environments. And in regards to my pedagogy roles, I'm also a research assistant for Texas Success Center, where I conduct qualitative research on community college best practices, especially on Texas pathways and advocacy, things that deal with that kind of nature and student outcomes. I'm also a nonprofit professional. I work with Cats Next as the first staff member since 2014, and I'm also a master reviewer for Quality Matters and in diverse experiences and expertise that kind of play a big role to my educational background. So I'll jump in. I'm also a teacher at SAC. I'm going to go ahead and start off our discussion on embracing AI in the classroom with a brief video on how it helps to battle against high burnout rates. So let's go ahead and do this right here. Longest video ever. Here we go.
In the classroom, in recent years, some say teachers' jobs have gotten tougher, leading to burnout, and experienced educators leaving the profession entirely.
Yeah, in fact, a report from the Utah legislature says 43% of new teachers quit within the first 5 years. Jake Taylor shows us some claim the advent of artificial intelligence could be the
We're being asked to do a lot.
Accelerating since the pandemic, more teachers are leaving the job, many blaming the trend on a lack of support and overwhelming workload. Teachers telling me something's got to give.
You end up falling short your family, or you fall short your students, which is not feasible long term. It results in burnout and people who are unsatisfied with their career.
Paige Strum is one of those who left teaching in Utah, but since then have started a Utah-based AI company specifically for teachers. In her mind, AI is the cure for the epidemic of teacher burnout.
Brilliant educators are leaving because this is the support they need. It's just beautiful.
Provo teacher Leanne Arnold has just been using AI for a short time, but can't overstate its impact.
It really is changing the teaching world in that way for me. I can see that my time is like able to reach this student and this student without having to prepare all night long.
Professor Brandon Amaker of UVU says we've begun to scratch the surface of the amount of help teachers could get from AI.
The capabilities are phenomenal and the applications are endless, and it could end up saving educators a lot of time.
I think as individual teachers who this would have saved their career.
Many teachers got into the profession to work closely with kids, helping them learn, but say they soon find themselves buried in prep and paperwork that takes up most of their time. Teachers told me they're using AI to respond to emails, create lesson plans, and individualized work for students.
I just think before I would set boundaries where it's like, I just didn't have the time to do that, but I need to go home and I need to spend time with my family.
Saving me a lot of time with my prepping. Yes. And so that's just helpful for me then to be able to spend a little more time making things more fun for the students or getting home to my family a little bit sooner.
Professor Amaker says it's not just a helpful tool, but the knife edge of the future hurtling our way, whether you're ready or not.
And I think we're approaching kind of you know, that tipping point where it's gonna go from being a niche thing to being something that everybody uses or.
Won't solve the problem.
Speaking from other people, it's hard because I don't know where their burnout is coming from.
All right, so that was a video on AI and burnout. Saw that I was muted. Is anybody there able to hear me?
Sorry, that was my fault. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. I'm back. All right, so I'm go ahead and dive into the material in regards to AI in higher ed. So before we start that, in the discussion board, and Deb, let me know if you hear people putting discussion posts. Ask yourself, are you the we think it's a good thing or it scares the hell out of me person? Put that in the chat. When it comes to AI, are you the we think it's a good thing crowd or the it scares the hell out of me lobby? In the chat, go ahead and ask yourself, are you the we think it's a good thing crowd or the it scares the hell out of me lobby? Okay, we got a couple of it's a good things. Dr. Alani said it's a good thing. Okay, cool. Dr. Marin says it's a good thing. Dr. Deborah McBeth says that she's in the middle. And then we have Dr. Chavez. I think she said it scares the heck out of her too. No, it's a good thing. Okay. And then David Barrientos, it's a good thing. Cool. Laura, it scares you. Scares the heck out of you. Okay. Okay, I wanted to gauge what the room is like. And so today we're going to explore the transformative potential of AI tools in the classroom, highlighting the diverse applications across subjects, because AI has really become an invaluable resource for educators and students, enhancing learning experiences, personalizing instruction, and improving outcomes. I'm going to go ahead and show you a video called Why AI Won't Replace Teachers.
When I was in middle school, a teacher brought us all to the front of the class and held out this giant golden disc. This is the future of education, he said. Someday you'll be able to pick up one of these laser discs, take it to a pod with a TV, and learn exactly what you need to learn. You won't even need teachers. This will change learning forever. Well, it did not change learning forever. And years later, I saw the same argument reemerge with the rise of the internet and search engines. We could just ask Jeeves and he'd answer our questions. Rest in peace, Jeeves. Later, it was one-to-one devices and then leveled reading programs for intervention. And now it's the promise of personalized learning with generative AI. Students will sit in front of a computer with an AI tutor and receive the exact instruction they need without the guidance of a teacher. But this isn't actually personalized learning. This is adaptive learning. Here's the difference. Adaptive learning is algorithm driven. Students progress through preset curriculum and the AI makes adjustments to the skill levels of students as they get answers correct or incorrect. However, personalized learning is human driven. While it might include technology, the core idea is the person. In terms of learning tasks, adaptive learning tends to be more programmed as students work on targeted standards using digital worksheets. Meanwhile, personalized learning tends to be more authentic. Students engage in real-world problem solving with opportunities to do creative work. Adaptive learning is individualized, with students working alone at a computer. The work is at their level and follows their pace. By contrast, personalized learning is more collaborative with a focus on interdependent work. Adaptive learning uses a singular assessment approach. It's fast and efficient. Students get immediate feedback and the algorithm uses this assessment data to adjust the next learning task. However, personalized learning incorporates varied assessment practices. Students engage in self-reflections and peer assessment and teacher assessments, all with the goal of helping them improve their mastery of the standards. Adaptive learning is efficient, with specific adjustments happening in the moment. Meanwhile, personalized learning is often messy. Even with structures and scaffolds, it tends to be a little less predictable. Adaptive learning is built for student engagement. Students might get choices, but they have no real voice in the process. The system is more closed. By contrast, personalized learning focuses on learner agency. It moves beyond engagement into empowerment. Instead of simply making decisions, students actually forge their own path and they own the process. Now, both approaches have their place. Adaptive learning can work great for quick, efficient skill practice, but personalized learning works better with bigger concepts, larger projects, and applied learning. Moreover, both approaches can make use of AI. In adaptive learning, AI fuels the learning process, but in personalized learning, AI informs the process. In other words, personalized learning remains at its core human-driven. In personalized learning, students might use a chatbot to answer specific questions as they engage in inquiry and research. Small groups might use AI to get feedback on their work. Teachers might use generative AI to help develop rubrics or create leveled readers of various topics. But the key thing is that the human remains at the center of personalized learning. See, AI cannot and will not replace teachers because teaching is an inherently human endeavor built on collaboration and relationships. It incorporates curiosity and creativity. It includes empathy and understanding. And those are the things that teachers do every single day.
So nobody's losing their jobs out there. Coordinating board has their back in regards to what's going to be a barrier for AI and faculty in general. In November of 2023, they announced that they were going to bring more information to the community colleges, specifically in Texas, about what Gen Ed AI can do for us. They also discussed how it would inspire creativity, increase operational efficiency, including streamlining tasks, automating tasks, and also empowering those that needed to know expertise. In regards to the Bloom's taxonomy, we know that all of us as faculty members use this in creating our SLOs for our courses and providing this information on our syllabi. All course activities and assessments benefit from the review of this specific document. And in 2003, Oregon State University took it up and decided to create a revisited edition based on AI levels of learning and the resources that AI provides. So on the right side of this document, you'll see that the recommendations are updated based on AI capabilities and distinctive human skills. And this specifically brought a new way of learning and a new way of teaching in the classroom. The SAMR model, a very older model that talks about substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition when creating assignments in the classroom, was also discussed in how lessons could be improved using technology, specifically AI generation. This specific model talks about how you can engage and empower students through technology and how you can also use online learning more closely resembling authentic real-world learning. As an example, for substitution in this stage, using this specific framework, generative AI tools are used as direct substitutes for existing traditional methods without significant changes in the learning process. An example of this is a chatbot. Augmentation is using generative AI tools, enhancing the learning experience, but not fundamentally changing it through a generation tool for drafting essays like ChatGPT and real-time feedback on grammar and structure like Grammarly. And then we also have modification, so redesigning tasks, allowing for new possibilities that were not previously feasible, like using a collaborative AI platform to generate ideas and content, for example, Gemini. And then the use of generative AI tools and redefinition of creating new tasks and learning experiences that were previously inconceivable. For example, the natural language processing tools to analyze and synthesize complex information, leading to the creation of new content that you might not have known about without the creation of AI. So all of that leads to creating lesson plans using ChatGPT prompts and different things like Gemini. So on this photo right here, you're going to see there is a prompt in regards to creating a lesson plan for history and interactive dialogues on virtual characters and environments that you could create for your classroom. You provide that context of the prompt, and then coming back from ChatGPT, you get a generated statement. If you don't like what it says, you're able to type, change it up based on this or that, and it will regenerate it for you. But this is an application of ChatGPT as suggested from the specific person, Benjamin Brin from Res Obscura. I got this specifically from the AI newsletter, which we'll go over shortly. You can also use AI in various subjects to identify personal needs and to personalize it. An example of using AI in the math classroom is Wolfram Alpha. Show of hands in the discussion of chat. Anybody ever use Wolfram Alpha?
Oh, yes. Very
Awesome.
powerful.
So when I've asked a couple of people, when I go to Pathways, I say, anybody ever use AI? A lot of the math teachers said, I've always used AI because this has been a computational tool for faculty for many, many years. And it helps students and faculty to practice problems and helps teachers create worksheets for the classroom. It also recently launched a ChatGPT plugin, and this tool can be used as a calculator and a tutor to help students double check their work. Moving on to TWE for our English teachers. AI-powered TWE is currently free early access, and this will allow you to create questions for any YouTube video you have in your discussions or your essays, generate dialogue, stories, letters, or articles on any topic for any level, create multiple choice questions, all currently free. So if you want to learn more about doing that for your English classes, please utilize this resource called TWEE. And then my favorite one that I'm currently using is called Magic School AI. This is a free tool, and I'll go over it shortly, that offers an expansive toolkit that can help you with all sorts of things, from writing a syllabus to generating a lab experiment, to my favorite thing, creating a dad joke in the classroom. This enables you to do so many things and creatively foster hands-on learning and scientific curiosity in the classroom. So this is how Magic School AI is currently set up. In order to create an account, you'd have to log in using your Google account. So you want to create a personal Google account. And then once you sign in, it's going to give you like kind of like these little cards here of what you can select to use. So the first one we have right here is YouTube Video Summarizer. Maybe you want to put a video in an announcement and you tell students to watch it, but you want to make sure that you provide a summary as to what they're about to watch, and they'll do that for you. If you want to create questions for a YouTube video, but you don't have a time to really sit down and maybe you're tired or you're burned out, you can come to this selection right here, put the YouTube video link in, and it will generate some questions for that video. And then we have some more like the teacher dad joke I was talking about earlier, but even more importantly, student work feedback. Not all of us always have time to sit down and provide our areas of expertise and strengths. I was talking to somebody earlier about dissertation feedback, and it's really rigorous and long to do. So this is a way for you to provide feedback pretty quickly. And then my very favorite one right here is rubric generator. You know, it's really good to put a rubric in every assignment to allow the student to see this is exactly what I'm being graded on. This is how I'm being graded on and what I'll get if I do all that stuff. And that is probably the easiest thing to do. And I'll go over that shortly. These are 30 of the best AI tools to use in the classroom, everywhere from Adobe Firefly, where you can create a picture out of nothing based on no prompt. You got Bing Image Creator, CurryPod, Bing Chat, Question Well, Goblin Tools, Formative AI, Magic School is on there, ChatGPT, Bard, which is now known as Gemini, Copilot's really taking off right now, Copy.ai, Grammarly, of course, Magic Classroom. We have Parlay. I heard Perplexity today for the first time, TWE. All these are currently free AI tools, or maybe could be travel tool, how you say, free for a while, but not all the time. So Canva currently has what's called Magic Studio. If you have a Canva account, you can use this, but if you don't have a Canva account, you have to purchase the account to use Magic Studio, where you're able to put a few words and it'll create from your words a design, either a PowerPoint deck, a video, a social media posting, whatever you may need. As far as AI goes, it's a really one-stop place, and it's right in the top left-hand corner under Magic Studio. Coming soon to OER Texas, there's going to be an AI hub, and you're going to be able to find all the research that you need as a community college faculty member on AI. OER for AI use in higher education and professional development resources. I received this information from Digital Day. I believe it was like in, I think, October, November. They had this free conference, and they provided all these resources for faculty to use and to get to know. They're coming soon. They'll also have policies that they're going to share, AI tools, example assignments from across Texas, competencies for student AI use. This will be available hopefully in 2024, in late 2024. In regards to keeping up with the latest advancements, seeing example assignments, and being able to digest what's really coming out, I recommend going to Google and typing AI X education, and signing yourself up as a listserv person for this newsletter. I get it maybe about once a month, but it's a fully documented newsletter that tells you everything from math to English to science assignments and how you can make them better, journal articles that you should read, conferences that are currently free in your area to attend virtually. All that's in this one newsletter. And I'll go ahead and do a brief pause before I move on to actually giving you information as to what's next here. I think that's my last slide on that. So I'm gonna go actually give you a brief question break before I move on to showing you what to actually do in Magic School AI. Anybody have any questions so far?
Will you be sharing the presentation with us?
Yes,
I-
ma'am.
First video, I really wanted to see that, the
Uh-huh.
one that you share,
Mhm.
and then also the information from the coordinating board that you're going over.
Yes, ma'am. I'll just share it with you by yourself, okay? No, I'm kidding around. I'll share
Yeah,
with you.
I had the same question about the coordinating board. Where'd you hear that?
Say that one more time?
The information from the coordinating board, supporting the AI.
Yes.
Where-
There was a conference in early fall that was, I think it was an ACC conference, and they brought in a speaker, a keynote speaker, and she's currently, I believe, the commissioner for digital learning. And so that was her slide deck. I took a lot of screenshots that day.
Very cool.
ACC, they were jumping ahead of the game and they got her real quick as the conference speaker. So maybe one day we can get her to speak as well. All right, so now in Magic School AI, we're at the half point with the webinar right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start giving you some of the hands-on practices. Once you sign in with your Gmail account, you'll be able to come here and see that you have all these different topics you can look for: planning, content, questions, intellectual prep, student support, communication, and community tools. So right here, I'll go ahead and start off with YouTube video questions. I have to go ahead and put what level I'm teaching. It could go all the way up to 13, so that's college levels, right? So you could also put university right here. You could put how many questions you may want to ask the student, what kind of multiple choice, free response, essay question, or true or false. And then I have to go find a video. So I'll go ahead and go to YouTube. And I'll go look up Aaron Duran. Let's go look up Aaron. Is that you, Aaron? No, right? Let's see who's gonna do it for us. We'll find another, here's one right here.
Yeah.
Or under the
Another
assessment
CTN
playlist.
webinar. Yeah.
Yeah, if you do the catch the next webinar playlist, you'll find her.
Go for it. So I put a video there. I think it might have been her report in community college reporting. So once I put that link there, the green check mark means we're ready to go. We filled in all the required forms and we hit generate. Once we hit generate, it automatically creates a list of true and false questions, and exactly it gives you the answer key as well, which you don't want to share with them, of course, but you can also just do a copy and paste to your LMS system and say, hey, here's the video I want you to watch. Here's the video comprehension questions I want you to fill in. So that's one of the ways we can use it. Another way we can use it is by going up here where it says communication. We have ways to do a professional email, and this is really good in your learning frameworks classes for those students that need to email their advisors or other faculty members. Maybe you want to do a faculty member email 101. This is a really good way of doing that. When you click on that, just put your professor's name. Or you can put whatever name there, and then you can go here and put here what do you want them to know. Need to meet with advisor. You hit generate and give it a few minutes and it'll tell you exactly what you should say really quickly. And then you can go ahead and copy and paste that to your email, for example, ACES if you're Alamo colleges, and then you send it to your advisor. So it's a really good way to avoid burnout. It's a really good way to build rubrics. This is a cool thing right here. You put the grade level, your objective. So you go to your syllabi, you pull an objective, you put the assignment title, a brief 1-sentence description of what you're trying to do in that assignment. How many points do you want to pull for that? And then hit generate and it'll create a rubric. So let me see. Let's see.
So would you say, so that people are not overwhelmed, that this would be a good beginning platform to begin to use for somebody that is just getting introduced?
Yeah,
to
it's
or chat which one would you say for
Well,
someone just starting out?
This is a really good way to start out with building a course if it's your first semester teaching and you don't know how to build a class or how to build assignments. So the assignment was learning about CTN from scratch. So I put the one sentence like, tell me how to teach this one assignment, and it gave me a rubric. Well, first of all, the student needs to know the understanding of CTN, the research quality analysis, whatever it may be, but it goes by what you say. So that's Magic School AI. As you can tell, there's also a Jeopardy review game. All of this is free once you sign in with your Gmail account. And that's Magic School AI. Next up, I'm going to show you how to use Blackboard AI. How many of y'all use Blackboard where you're currently at? Is there anybody from Austin in here? I believe you guys are converting to Blackboard Ultra pretty soon, right? I think you guys are currently using Learn, but when you go to Blackboard Ultra, I wanted to show you this so you're not scared. It is really good to use the auto-generate modules. So right here, this is a blank course. This is the first time I'm seeing this class. I'm going to go to auto-generate modules. On the left side, that's where I can put my student learning outcomes. I can put a brief description of the class. I can put the title of the chapter, title of all the chapters. I can cut and paste them from the book. I'm going to go ahead and put, this is how to be friends with your cat 101. Okay, we'll call it that. On the left side, I'll go ahead and put, it's a medium complexity of a course. I'll want maybe 10 learning modules, and I hit the word generate. And within about 5 seconds, you're going to have an entire course layout or design ready to populate into your Blackboard class. And this is currently only available in Blackboard Ultra. And I can go ahead and select the actual modules to be embedded into the course. Right here, these squares, those are the images that populate with the AI search. And I can go ahead and keep those images, or I can change them. As you can see, you also have a brief description of what that chapter or that unit is about. So this is going to help you save time, ultimately. This is a really good feature of Blackboard Ultra. If you don't have Blackboard Ultra, I'm sorry, I want to show you this. But it's a really good way of saving time when building a course. The other thing you can do with Blackboard Ultra in regards to AI is when you create, over here on the right side, sorry about all my open tabs, when you create an assignment, a discussion, a test, you can go ahead and do what's called a rubric generator with Blackboard AI, and that's another good way of using AI in Blackboard. In regards to, let's go to the next slide. The next thing I'm going to talk about here, I got about 4 more things to show you here. In regards to ChatGPT, I'm pulling up a simple syllabus from San Antonio College, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pull the syllabus. I'm looking at the syllabus itself. I'm looking for the book. So when I find the book, this is the book right here, Student Success in College. I'm going to pull out the whole APA citation. Right now, it doesn't look like it's completely configured, but I'm going to go ahead and pull this out, hoping that it will find it on ChatGPT. Once I copy the title of the book, the year and make of the book, the author of the book, I'm going to go to ChatGPT. Once I go to ChatGPT, enter new chat, I'm going to go ahead and paste the book information. And after the book information in quotes, I'm going to say, build me a 14-week course with a description for each week, a quiz, discussion, and 1 essay. And I hit enter. So within about 4 minutes, it's going to build an entire 14-week course. Sometimes it does stop in the middle of nowhere. So you have to keep on hitting next. But right now it's already building out those weeks. Any questions so far?
So Stacy, if someone wants to develop a Algebra 2 course,
Yep.
is something, that they're tweaking, and they want to incorporate, let's say, Ascender principles, which one would they use, or is there something to assist with that?
Algebra 2 course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and look up Algebra, Austin Community College syllabus.
Or let's try San Antonio,
Okay,
because they're looking
San
at it.
Antonio College Algebra syllabus. All right, this is probably an older one, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull the book information, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this.
The learning objectives, no?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna pull the book. I'm gonna go back. I'm looking for the SLOs. I think they may be down here. I'm gonna put the book, the learning outcomes. And then I'm gonna put. It may not be. On here, like, I think it's under lock and key, but the principles of Catch the Next, like the mission vision, I don't think it's enough. I would need to know like the framework that we're gonna go by, right? So. Give me a framework that you might wanna use.
Well, I think we want to use asset-based pedagogy,
Okay, cool, so I'm gonna go asset-based pedagogy framework.
since we had to learn to tweak our.
Maybe we could just pull that and see. I'll go back to ChatGPT. Please make the following course integrated with Austin, Catch the Next Inc. Principles and asset-based framework. It might be too much information, but let's try.
Right.
So it says that in order to build the class, it has to put those things in there, so we can go back up here. Cut this out and say, build a 14-week class for this. And integrate these principles. So then it tells you, you know, this is your overall thing, and then here's a part of that framework.
Wonderful.
And then you could put redo with assignments, articles, and videos. So it gives you more of things that you're asking for. So let's go back here. So that's how you would do a classroom lesson plan using ChatGPT. Sometimes when I have a faculty member coming to teach, excuse me, for the first time a course here at the university that I teach at, and they have never taught the course before, and they don't have a book for it, I will typically say, what's the course that you want to teach? And they'll say, I want to teach adult education, right? And so I'll look up adult education, I'll look up university, I'll look up syllabus, and I'll look for the most recent syllabus. So I'll look for, here's an example, one sample syllabus, right? Here's one called Introduction to Adult Education, and I'll Control A, Control C this syllabi, but I'll use Gemini. Using Gemini will give me an in real time ability to look up in real time information. ChatGPT is a couple of years old, so I won't be able to use that for the latest and coolest stuff. So right here in the search, I'm gonna go ahead and type create a 14-week course using the latest textbook edition of this book in this syllabi. And tailor it to Texas State University outcome. Let's see what it does. I'm gonna paste it, hit enter. And so then it needs some more information. It's telling me what book specifically, so then I have to go back to the actual website. See if I went to a different page here. And the book itself, right here, it says that they don't have a book, so I'll go for a different class. Let's see. Try this one. My mouse is giving up. Let's see. All right. Go back to Gemini. And so this is the 2008 edition, so now it's gonna go ahead and find it. So the book was published in 2008, there might be updates in the field. And then you keep on responding to it like, is there a more recent edition of this book? There's not a more recent edition of the book. And so if it's 2008, you don't want to really use it, but that's how you would be able to create that syllabi by going back and forth to see what you can find that's better to teach in that class. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that out. I think I had a couple more things I wanted to show you. So the last thing I'll show you is CITE, S-C-I-T-E. I've been beginning to write book chapters, and sometimes I don't have the time to do all of the coding myself in regards to references and journal articles. So I started to look at CITE, S-C-I-T. It does come with a charge of 20 bucks a month, but it's like your own mini research assistant. So when you sign in, you go to here, you go to Google. So that's my Google account. And once I'm actually in here, you can go ahead and create a profile. You have tools, and there's various tools that you can use. But number one, you have a dashboard. The dashboard allows you to evaluate your own publications, to kind of like see existing dashboards that you're saving with other people. On the left side, you have your welcome, your feed in regards to the latest articles that I really haven't done much in there. But up on the top left-hand corner, you have that search box. So if I'm looking for a specific title, I can go ahead and look for an author. So I can put Erin Duran here and hit enter. Once I put Erin Duran, you can see that all of her journal articles are populated, right? So up on the top, I have an option of either doing an analysis on the search results. I can create a dashboard of all her articles at one time. I can create a search alert for every time she has something that's currently new. I can sort it by relevance. I can also cite it, or I can purchase the articles independently. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the actual article. And as you can tell right now, it may not give me all the information because some of them are protected by charges, but I'm also able to kind of like visualize citation network, search for publication information. When I go to cite, it allows me to copy that in the text. And I'll go ahead and show you what I do here. So I'm going to go ahead and put add to dashboard, add to new dashboard. And so now I have a dashboard. So I'm putting that to my dashboard. At the end of the day, I could have all these texts ready to go and it'd just be one long APA citation versus me having to do it by myself one by one. Let me show you how it looks. And this is the AI part of it. So I could ask a question. It could be a peer-reviewed question, a regular question. It could be just a silly question, but it'll provide me every single reference tied to that one question. Most recent being at the top. Let's see. So right here, this is the cool part. So it's going to have the in-text citations numbered, and then the numbers are over here. So you could pretty much put that question, you could copy all this information to a Word document, you can reword it, and you'd have yourself a first paragraph of a book chapter, for example. And then you have your APA citations over here. Click on this little 2 squares right here. You open up a Word document, and you can go ahead and do a paste, match formatting, and you have an APA citation paper automatically with everything that's already here in text citations already included. That's probably the coolest thing that I know so far of that. Let me see what else.
Wow.
Any questions so far? And that's called CITE.
No, I would just say for folks who are engaging in scholarly publication, make sure you read the fine print
Yeah.
from the publisher about whether or not you can use these tools.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
And
So, go ahead.
Also, that connects to one of my earlier questions that I never stated, and that is, let's say if a student is using GPT for a paper, when are we crossing the line with intellectual property?
Yeah.
One,
Yeah. So
and two, will you provide like a little one page with some of the resources?
yes,
Maybe like, ChatGPT, you can use this way, or maybe even a link
yes,
that
ma'am.
where we can go find different things, or I mean, there's so many excellent ones that I
Yeah.
know I want to check, and there was just so much to digest.
Yes, ma'am. I know we got
Yeah.
about 5 minutes left for questions, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a link in the chat. This is the chapter that I wrote that's got all those tools that I just shared in regards to mitigate burnout in your prospective positions, wherever you're teaching, university or community college. And it's just the beginning of what I've been doing. I've presented at a couple Alamo colleges, conferences, and I presented at the university level too. And so as Dr. Duran was saying, you have to be careful with what you're saying in regards to copyright. So my publisher editor person, he told me at the end of the paper that I wrote, once I use those tools, to make sure that I put that as a note for here. So this paper was proofread and refined with the assistance of generative AI, complementing the human editorial process. And so that was what he told me to put, as long as I use any AI tool in the writing of my paper. And so that was what I did. And I'll go ahead and stop right there. Those are all the resources that I currently have that I'm still learning myself. So there's just so much out there, but I've learned a lot today. I met with somebody today that came to speak to me, and they told me a lot about what they know. And all I can say is, if you haven't already started playing with these tools, you should start at least trying playing with ChatGPT in some way, shape, or manner, because at the end of the day, if you're scared of something, you're not really going to be able to learn from it. And people should stop pretending that it doesn't exist. So in regards to Harvard's article that's dated July 20, 2023, the next generation really faces the reality of the world and develops instruments based on navigating this reality with integrity, right? So we have to stop pretending that ChatGPT doesn't exist and that people aren't using it, but how to use it responsibly. And also, if you're telling your students to use AI, make sure that you use AI alongside your student. Engage with them in the generative AI tools with your students in person when possible. Otherwise, share AI generated responses to questions during the class time and ask the students to consider them, or to have students experiment with the technology themselves at home, or document their experiences and share them with them in the class. And then also you want to ask your teach your students how to ask the questions in ChatGPT so that they understand what opportunities are left beside that technology. Teach them what artificial intelligence cannot do and what it can't do, to understand where to start off with the topics. And then last but not least, use these AI tools to spark imagination. Not to cheat. Students know that they can use it for cheating, but show them how, if they do it with hard work, that they can really challenge themselves to reassess their assignments before they give it to the instructor, and to really look at the way they are currently changing the basic medium. So overall, it's to spur higher level thinking, and also to present that it's a challenge, with all the assignments and being a full-time student and being a full-time faculty member. And sometimes not everybody has time to do everything, but at least there's some jumping points to get you to avoid burnout. Thank you very much. Any questions?
No, Stacy, this is really cool. Like, I had not heard of the vast majority of these tools. And, I think that, like I kind of gave up Twitter, and I read Reddit a lot, and a lot of like the discussion on Reddit is a lot of people just not knowing what to do with ChatGPT. Like a lot of colleges haven't caught up with the technology in terms of coming up with ChatGPT and other AI related policies. So like faculty don't know really what to do with it either. So this is just really, really cool. Just to learn. Like, I didn't even know. I use Canva all the time. I didn't know about that Magic Studio thing.
Thank you. There's a girl named Dr. Julie Shell at UT Austin. If y'all haven't looked her up, I had her speak to my university faculty. She was the first point of AI training that I ever had. And over there at UT Austin, what they're saying is that it's not bad to use, but if you look at their policy, it's pretty much a tool to learn how to have academic integrity. So if you look up AI policy at UT Austin, it's not an AI policy, it's an honor code. So a lot of universities are doing different things, but UT Austin really has the forefront when it says they're doing an honor code.
I mean, what's interesting is I think that like our assumption so far has been to assume that students are going to use this to cheat,
Yeah.
and to use it to replace writing. I think that I saw a lot of like freshman composition professors, for instance, who were like, well, there goes my ability to like be able to teach students how to write. And I think it's just reframing to know that it's a tool, and it can be something that's incredibly powerful and can be super, super accessible to folks who are struggling with writing. It's just, if we know how to teach it, just in the same way that like Turnitin doesn't actually detect plagiarism, right? Like it detects similarities in text. Like there's a human aspect to being able to understand what plagiarism is.
That's true. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Stacy, I went to your link and I had to learn how to how to use the site and the platform and all these good things. And I was finally able to convert it while you were speaking
Okay,
to
cool.
a Word document. And it allows me to print, but it's not allowing me to save. Is it not supposed to do
No.
that?
No, because the chapter, it costs money, so I paid for it myself,
Oh,
and then I'm
okay.
just giving you guys the ability to see it.
All right.
If you go to print, you might be able to save it as a PDF,
Okay.
but I'm not too sure, because I paid for, I think it has
Right,
like
right.
a bar,
Yeah, no, because I wanted to get it to be able to read it. And if I couldn't sit right there and then to do it,
Yeah,
I wanted to have it with me. So anyway, it was I had to practice what I was learning from your presentation just to do that.
yes,
Is
ma'am.
is not printing, but
I'll email it to you as a PDF afterwards.
all right, thank you. I appreciate it. It's great work.
Thank you. If you don't have any questions, guys, you'll have a very good rest of your week, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
And people know how to get a hold of you, correct? Or they can reach a sender at catchthenxt.org and we can send it to Stacy.
Yeah, if you have any questions, if you want me to review your syllabi, if you want me to provide any instructional material support, I'll put my email in the text right there in the chat. Feel free to reach out to me. You can also follow me on I'm the social media person on Facebook. You can go ahead and message me there.
And we probably may want to do something for the foundational seminar in May
Okay.
regarding that, but maybe like target like part of the coordinating board presentation on, what they're thinking, and then maybe focus on one or two. Just to kind of get people started. And I think that if it gains momentum and we learn, maybe for the fall, we can have like a part 2 to take us to another level, because it is a lot. And I think a lot of it requires that you practice, you know what I mean? That you get familiarized with the platform and the options, and how you mix researching either the syllabi first and then like our principles to integrate with it, that kind of thing.
Yes, ma'am.
That'd be great.
I'll be ready. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy.
Thank you, Stacy. Great work. Bye-bye.